Hello, everyone on the interwebs. My name is Savana Shultree, and I'm here with Trent May today. And this is another episode of Savannah on the Spot, where Trent tries to make me feel super uncomfortable, and I have to just deal with it.
It's pretty much the name of the game today, right?
Yep.
All
All
right,
right,
so
Trent, are you ready?
yeah, I'm supposed to hit you with three random questions here. Um, so here's the first one. I did you play games at all growing up, like video games? I ask because the release of Far Cry is coming out this week, and in the gaming community, I hear that's a pretty big deal. So, did you have some favorite video games growing up?
I actually did not play a whole bunch of video games. We had I just knew it as the Nintendo. And then when my kids started getting into video games, they would always correct me and say the NES. So the proper term, I guess, is NES. But I played, Mario and Dr. Mario and Duck Hunt and played Sonic on the Sega, but I've never really been a gamer kind of person. So
Maybe it's because I'm old, but I feel like Mario still holds up today.
Mario is like badass. The cool thing is my kids have a Wii, and they have like a 4-player Mario game where like you ride Yoshi, and that's really cool.
Well,
But
and the
another
four of
thing,
us like still play Mario Kart.
yeah, Mario Kart. Yes, I love Mario Kart. Played a lot of that. Just never was like, it wasn't my like preference. Video games was never my go-to kind of thing. So
Okay. I did start playing a game called Call of Duty over quarantine. And, like my friends are like, "You're sitting at home anyway, might as well." And so
yeah.
I started playing with them, and we all started just getting absolutely crushed by like these 13-year-olds talking trash to us all day.
I hope they're not my kids. It could be. I don't think they play too much Call of Duty. My son's really into like Grand Theft Auto, and I know that's kind of like a more risque one, but I've been trying to like let go a little bit and not be so like like video games aren't a judge of character.
Well, I think you can appreciate anything for the story, right? Whether it's a
Yeah.
book or a movie or a song. A song
Yeah.
will tells a story. It takes you on a journey. So,
Yeah, and the neat thing is like my son will show me his garage and all the cars he has and like how he's designed them and the colors and whatnot, and I
mhm,
think that's really neat. He'll ask me my opinion on it, and so it is a way to connect, and
mhm.
just see like what they're interested in. So try to let go of some of that mom worry.
Well, cool. And like some people will use like video games as a way to like you talked about stress last week. For some people that's kind of like an end of the day stress reliever. Other people like if you haven't looked this up on YouTube, you should look up like Call of Duty meltdowns from
I'm
people
sure they're
getting
intense.
oh yeah, people's emotions are all over the place.
Yeah.
Um but let's say that's not for you. Let's say your emotions get the better of you when you're supposed to be relaxing. How can people come back down to earth there?
Mm. While they're playing video games.
Or just in general, they are maybe they're doing what's supposed to be relaxing to them, but they just
Right.
can't get the emotions to stop.
So they've the person hypothetically the person has chosen to do something that they put a preconceived expectation to
Mm-hmm,
relax on it, and they
mm-hmm.
find themselves in this relaxing activity and it's not relaxing at all.
Well, yeah, like some people do with golf.
Yeah, okay. So I think um I'm gonna just beat the drum here of the breath. I know it just really works for me. So it's a lot of times when we get caught up in a whirlwind of emotions, we're not being present, which means we're either producing anxiety by being in the future in our mind, or we're creating like um, like sadness or like stuck feeling by rehearsing the past. And so actually there's this really great book I found years ago called Five Chairs, Five Choices. And it's actually a book designed for cultivating emotional well-being within the workplace. So it's really for like corporations and like how to get employees to function more efficiently by tapping into their emotions. And so she has these 5 chairs, and each chair is a different color. And there's a wonderful TED Talk on YouTube if you're like interested in just like kind of seeing what it's about. But the middle chair is a green chair, and she calls it, she has an animal like represented for each chair, and a color. And so the middle chair, which is like middle ground, is a green chair, and she associates a meerkat with it. And then she said it's the weight chair. And so she, oops, sorry. She has this acronym, and it's WAIT, WAIT. And the acronym stands for two different things. What am I telling myself now? Or what am I thinking now? And so, like, if you decided in your mind, I'm going to be relaxed and I'm going to, like something for me that relaxes me is drawing, right? And so if I say, I'm really stressed out right now and I'm going to dedicate this time to drawing and be relaxed, what's the theme that you're hearing from this?
You're hearing that you're pretty much forcing it, right?
You're forcing it. Yeah, great. You're putting pressure on yourself, which is not relaxing at all. So kind of like tapping into, like listening to the breath is one way to really get yourself into the present moment, because it's happening right now. It's something that is a conscious thing that's happening in this moment. But sometimes that doesn't work. And so we have to have like multiple tools in our toolbox. It's always nice to have a little bit of variety. And something else that you can do is ask yourself, like, what am I thinking right now? What am I telling myself right now? And chances are, if you're trying to get relaxed and you're not getting relaxed, it might be because you're trying to force it and you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. And doing just a little bit of internal reflection can allow you to become aware of what you're doing to yourself. Was that good?
That was great. That was a really good answer. There's a expression. It's don't tell me what time it is. Tell me how the clock works. And
Yeah.
that's what we do on this show.
Yeah.
You're not telling us what time it is. You're telling us how to make the clock.
Yeah. Yeah. And just to like go back to drawing, like something I learned in high school, like when I was taking drawing classes, it's like draw what you see, not what you know, you know? And a lot of times we're drawing what we know. We're already putting, like I said, preconceived ideas on what things should be, and that is not what the now is.
So we kind of transitioned from kind of relaxation, with games and emotions. I want to continue on this emotion trail. People are kind of afraid of emotions, especially in a public setting. If you're home and you're around your loved ones, maybe even if you're around your loved ones sometimes, but it's just you don't like to let that show. It's never okay sometimes to show what you're actually feeling or thinking. What are your thoughts on that? Are emotions the enemy?
Never. Never. There's a reason for every single emotion we have. And I think what makes the more negative ones scary is because we are concerned. There's many reasons. One could be we were concerned about how they're going to be received externally. by other people. The other reason I would say is because it kind of um, takes us away from, like, in yoga, what I would say as our ground. We as humans want to feel safe and secure, like we want to feel like we know what's going on. And sometimes when we, are experiencing anxiety or stress or, deep sadness, it pulls us away from that sense of knowing and being secure with ourselves and our life and where it's headed. And but the truth of the matter is we don't really ever know. Like, I don't know what's going to happen in 2 hours. Like, I have things I need to get done, but at any moment in time, something can come into my reality and change, the trajectory of my day,
Like a
you
school
know,
delay.
like a school delay or an accident on the freeway, or, like there are many, there can be wonderful things too, like a surprise visit from a friend,
Hmm.
And so, our emotions, to me, um, they're they're really there to show us, kind of like where we want to go, who we are, how we can grow. Um, and so I've said this in the past. I think I said this like early on when we first started doing these shows. Like, I struggled with depression in the past. And that can be a scary one, because depression can be really like debilitating, kind of like anxiety, but the energy around it is a little different. Anxiety is like really like lots of energy, like building up, whereas depression is just kind of like sink you down into the mud kind of feel. But I kind of developed this relationship with my idea of depression or sadness, those lower energy emotions, as being a friend, because it's just guiding you. It's my body telling me that something's up. I'm not, there's something that I'm not listening to, or I might be overriding, like a gut feeling or my instinct or intuition. I might be saying yes too much to people, and it's that saying yes all the time and always outsourcing my energy to others, can deplete it and pull it down. There's many reasons. And so if we can like identify the emotion and think, feel it in the body and kind of think objectively, what is this emotion trying to show me? What is this emotion trying to tell me about um, how I'm walking through this day? What could I be doing differently that would allow me to process through this emotion and get into a different space?
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. So, like, as far as yoga and meditation, it's just our emotions. Once you can grasp that, we're really in control at the end of the day. And once you can also grasp that the emotions are um, they're really in the body. Like if you think about any emotion, you could just pick one and think about how it feels. We also talked about this last week with stress, and I went like this, this is like a thing, right? Like
Hmm.
stress, anxiety is like, jittery, lots of fast energy that is like, don't know what to do with it kind of thing. And so if you can notice that you are in an emotional state and kind of figure out how you're feeling it in the body, it empowers you to make a new choice. So like if you're feeling anxiety and you got all this energy, maybe you need to go for a run to just get that energy out. And then, like, you're dispensing the energy that's pent up, and then after you get that run out, you've got clarity.
I like
And
it.
so they're really great tools. When we make them enemies, um when we make them enemies, it kind of just perpetuates, the negative emotion that we don't want to be stuck in.
And it's so cool. Like, you're literally the only person I've ever heard take that approach.
I'm not
So
the only one.
I was the only one I've ever heard of.
Well, that's very flattering. Thank you.
So that's really cool that you're able to do that. So
Yeah, not always. I mean, sometimes I get dislodged because I'm human, but like I said, if you know you're I think that our emotions are there to tell us what's going on. You know, they're like a warning signal. And unfortunately, we haven't really been taught that, you know, our culture and, you know, men and women are different. You know, we have different societal constraints or ideals of how we should express our emotions. And so these are all things that we have to work through, you know, women being overly emotional and men not being emotional enough. You know, these are just things that were put on us, and, you know, we have to factor in, right? So anyway.
Yeah, I need to remember that. You know, it's not stress. It's my old friend stress, and we're gonna get through it together.
Yep, you're going to get through it together. And then, like, you know, with meditation and yoga, like yoga, we're always in a yoga practice. You're, especially if you're on your own, like if you start doing something on your own at home, it's, you're constantly feeling what it feels like to be in your body. And so the more you're strengthening that relationship with, you know, different sensations, you know, in your body, then it makes it easier to identify where you're holding these emotions. And that makes it easier for you to become aware of what the next steps to take are.
Awesome, great insight today, Savannah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, you know, on the spot.
All right, catch us back next week. I'm gonna hit Savannah up with 3 more random questions.
All right. Yes. And you can always ask your own questions. Please, people. We love it getting random questions. So,
Makes my job easier.
yeah.
All right, thanks everybody.
Bye.